Tinykin is scheduled for release very shortly, so let's take a look at what's in store for players when they get their hands on this awesome game. I'm AJ, this is 128KB, and make sure you're subscribed for more PlayStation news and PS5 previews. When Milo returns to Earth following a long journey, he is shocked to find that either he has become extremely small, or everything on the planet has become extremely massive. Even worse, everything seems to be frozen in the early 90s? This is a truly horrifying situation, but Milo will need to be brave to find his way back to his correct home. Thankfully, he won't be alone for very long. Upon landing, Milo quickly discovers the existence of the Tinykin, a race of tiny creatures that are large in number and supremely helpful. These handy little critters can combine like Voltron to form things like ladders and other tools. This is Tinykin, a Pikmin-like platform adventure game that uses the familiarity of a normal home and puts everything in a perspective to make it new, intriguing, and even a little scary at times. As you progress through Tinykin, your tiny human form will need to find creative ways to traverse houses that might feel strangely familiar to you. It could feel like a friend's house, your grandparents' place, or even your own home. Getting around will seem supremely nerve-wracking at first, but once you get the hang of using the Tinykin to your advantage, everything will begin to fall in place. Use the Tinykin by throwing them to move objects or by stacking them on top of each other to reach high places. And with specialized Tinykin, you can even do things like bust down doors. If you're using Tinykin to scratch that Pikmin itch, you'll feel right at home. In the game, there are several homes or cities for you to explore, and each one contains more than 100 Tinykin for you to add to your collection, growing your Tinykin army to great numbers. These areas will also have a high number of NPC inhabitants that you can interact with, which is usually many different species of insect. Hopefully, the sight of a praying mantis towering over you doesn't scare you away. Considering the sheer size of the areas that you'll be exploring, you're going to want a way to get from place to place as quickly as possible. Thankfully, you won't have to rely on your tiny feet to get you there. Milo keeps a mini soapboard handy with him at all times, which is used to hover, grind, and jump through these gargantuan environments. Once you're skilled enough with this soapboard and combined with the use of the Tinykin, there is no corner of any house that is off limits to you. All you need is a little skill and a lot of determination. I'm sure the Tinykin are more than happy to actually help you and aren't being used against their will. But either way, you can dig into this mini adventure when Tinykin launches on PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5 on August the 30th. But if that's too long for you to wait, then why not watch one of our other videos here at 128KB, and we'll see you next time.